science of leadership, but I'll focus on the art of leadership. Okay, so when we talk about the arts of science, or the art of leadership, the arts, that word arts, A-R-T, what does it mean? It means how to master at something. So when we talk about the art of leadership, you are talking about how to master at what? Leadership. The art is there because you can learn. Anything you hear the art of leadership means leadership, you can learn leadership. Don't let anybody scare you with they are already made leaders or people like God made them leaders. No. God didn't make anybody leader. It's like when you came to this world, you didn't know the course you were reading. There's nobody that was born with, like when they give it to the person, and the person knew biology. No, it's not possible. The person came to school and he learned biology. And he can talk about biology to the extent that you are surprised, but he learned it. Okay, so when you talk about art, it means that you can learn. So the art of leadership is how to master at what? Leadership. Okay, so example is the skills. They have something we call the skills of leadership. You have to master at it, learn how to know the skills of leadership. The beauty, the performance, the practice, the personality, communication. Also, when you're talking about how to deliver a message or how to deliver a speech, how to talk, you talk about communication. The person who has a communication skills is part of leadership. The person learned it. Nobody was born with how to hold microphone. Nobody was born with how to play football. They learned how to play football. It is never true that this person, it is his talent. No, they have a desire. They have an interest with football. That's how come they give themselves to it and they are master at it. But they were not born with football, like when they gave up to them. Your job is to play football. No. It's never true. Without training, Messi will not become Messi. So when we talk about somebody is born with something, then it means that without training, the person should be good. No. But if Messi or Ronaldo should stop playing football, or they shouldn't train, they wouldn't get to where they've got into. I know that people are skillful. Okay, so that skill we learn. They have interest. The interest for football for Messi is higher than you and I. That's how come they want to do everything possible to become football stars. You also have some interest to become maybe a certain kind of icon, maybe singing, maybe making of shoes, making of clothes, having your own company. That interest is there. That makes you learn, give yourself to it. Okay, so the learning on how to master at something is what we call the art of leadership, or the art of anything. If it's an art, it means that you can do what? You can learn it, okay? You can learn it. When we talk about science, we know the definition of science. There is something that must be there, systematic approach. When it says something is scientific, it means that it has passed through a test. It has been accepted. The investigation has gone on. You cannot come out and just say that this thing is scientific unless it has been tested and approved. It follows some systematic approach. So when we say the science of leadership, we mean the systematic approach at the process of learning or mastering leadership. Leadership is a science, at the same time an art. It's an art. Leadership is an art because you can learn leadership. Leadership is a science. Leadership is science because the study or you becoming a perfect leader, the process of leadership or the mastery of leadership, it follows what? A systematic approach. Example are that leadership, the science of leadership involves collection of data, fact finding, theories, systematic analysis, logical arrangement. So these are the things that make leadership a science. Okay, so a good example can be the theories of what? Leadership. When we talk about the theories of leadership, we know we have servant leadership. We know we have servant leadership. We have transformational leadership, transitional leadership, ethical leadership. The types of leadership that we have. It's not just, you can't just come and say you have your own theory of leadership. These theories of leadership has been tested over the years. So they understand that this is what it means. So people can decide that they want to engage in a leadership style, maybe called democracy or autocracy or dictatorship. It's a leadership style that has been tested. So it has followed some systematic approach. That's why we call the science of leadership. The theories, as we go to schools, everybody's course here have some theories. that you study. Those theories are not theories that you can sit down and say that you have your own theory. You bring it out, and it's been tested. It's been tested, and there's so much investigation. It has been accepted. Then it's been taken. Okay. So when you talk about the science of leadership, you're talking about the theories that has been there for years. That when you engage in this theory, this is the results you're going to get. And mind you, I said it in our last meeting. I said that we don't have a good leader. We don't have a bad leader. What we have is good leadership, bad leadership. So as I stand here, I can decide to embark on a leadership journey. Maybe we want to reach out to all the students, all the schools in Kumasi, and the approach or the leadership style I'm going to use may be bad. That makes me a bad leader. So when I use a good leadership theory or principle, that makes me a good what? Leader. So there can be some situations, the leadership principle I have to use is servant leadership principle, not dictatorship. But there are sometimes you don't engage in servant leadership, you engage in dictatorship. You decide to command and the people follow. There are some critical situations where a leader does not take the decision of the people, because there must be a last hour which we need to move forward. A good example is Moses. They are crossing the Red Sea. The enemies are coming. It's not that we are going to form a committee. That what do you think? What should we do? The enemies are coming to kill them. In front of them is the Red Sea. So it's either they just jump into the sea and die, or they surrender to the slave masters. So that time, Moses, as a leader, has to take a command. Just say, let's go, or let's go back. And that is all. Because at that critical time, you don't have time to come and form a committee, look into the matter, because you are just some 3 hours close to dying. Okay, so we don't have a bad leader, but we have a bad leadership principle. I want you to get that. I'm saying